Anyway, so can you guys hear me clearly? Is my voice loud enough?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, wait a second. Just yes. Okay, so can you guys see my screen now?
Yes, sir.
All right. So I just would like to show this one to you guys first. So it says your week 1 and 2 only. And supposedly after this one, after your title proposal, once your proposal is already approved, then that will be your midterm exam already. Okay. But I will make some modification wherein even though you haven't proposed anything yet, because as usual, you guys haven't submitted anything yet, so no one has submitted their proposal yet. So from self-design grouping 1 to group 5, so no one has submitted their work yet. So yeah, let's just make some modification wherein so supposedly, it will be your midterm exam already, wherein you're going to submit your PowerPoint presentation, of course, and then your video presentation explaining your proposal. So we will now discuss this front page and then chapter 1 and 2. Okay, so even though you haven't, or you're not yet done with your title proposal, so we will do this one just to prepare you guys ahead. Okay, with the documentation. Okay, and then so you can have more time to finish your project. Okay, so probably we'll finish the front page and then the chapter 1 and 2 today, and then next week, okay, at exactly February February 1, though I'm not sure if we have class on February 1, but yeah, if ever that we have class on February 1, we will try to finish the chapter 3 and 4. Okay, and then once you're done with that, then that's pretty much it and everything. So all of our meetings, or all of our remaining meetings, will be given as a consultation meeting already. Okay, so that's pretty much it for the self-design laboratory. So all in all, we have this design thinking, the front page, the chapter 1 and 2, and then the chapter 3 and 4 documentation. And then for the last or your final exam, of course, your compilation from chapter 1 to 4 and your working final project. Okay, so I will add here a submission tab wherein you're going to submit your final working project, wherein I can test it on my own. Okay, so I can also see your the things that you did with your codes. Okay, so I can check it one by one. Okay, so we'll deal with this one once we are on our finals, so that will be on March. Okay, but yeah, for now, we're going to discuss the front page and then the chapter 1 and 2. Okay, so one more thing, I encourage you guys to please submit your title proposal before January 31, so I can give you feedback, because of course uh you're not just going to propose once. Well, if your proposal were approved right away, then you're lucky. Okay, it only means that you have a very good proposal, but mostly your proposal will be will be rejected, maybe because that project is too good to be true. What I mean is it's too complicated for you right now. So what I would like you guys to propose are just simple projects. Okay, so you can have you can have 3 proposals at the same time. You can have 4, 5, and then I will just choose one for you guys to make as your final project. Okay, so you can have as many proposals as you want. So the more, the better. Okay, don't just propose 1 or 2 proposal project. Okay, if it's possible, propose 10 projects. Okay, and then all of them has uh is that one, the requirements, all of them has this requirements, of course, the what is the purpose of that project, Does it have 5 related articles, and then include the scope and delimitation of your project. Okay, so are we clear so far regarding your title proposal? So you guys still have 1 week or 6 days from now, actually, not exactly 1 week. Yeah, 6 days from now. But yeah, if possible, please submit your proposal later on or tomorrow. Okay, so I can give you some feedback so that you will know what to do on your next proposal if ever your proposal will be uh you know rejected. Okay, so I hope we're clear with this one. All right, so before we start with the front page and then the chapter 1 and chapter 2, so do you guys have any concerns or questions regarding with week 1 and 2?
Wala naman po, sir.
What about the others? Is everything clear so far for now?
Sir, can I just make it clear na ano, this is different from the ano nito, the lecture, di ba? Sir?
Yes, yes.
That's
So to make it
different.
clear, you will only create one major project, and that is under this laboratory. Okay, everything on the lecture is like the concept. So supposedly, I will not discuss this one right here because this one will be discussed on lecture. But yeah, just save us time, and then so you can have more information. We'll discuss it on on both subject, the lecture and then the laboratory. Okay, wait a second. Let me just check the next modules on the lecture because in your lecture, it's already on the planning stage right after the week 1 to week 3. Okay, it's already the planning stage. Okay, we're in when you say planning stage, you're already done in proposing. Okay, your title, your proposal project or your title proposal. Okay, you're already planning what to do. You're defining already the requirements. Okay, the methodology that you're going to use. Okay, and so on and so forth. And then software requirements, and then software design. We're in supposedly this is where you're going to, of course, start coding and then start designing. Okay, and then the same with the system design. Okay, and then lastly is checking, and then final exam. Okay. So this one is already easy. The hard part with the this one is of course the software design and then the system design, because this is where you're going to create. This is where you're going to make the features work. Okay, and so on and so forth. Anyway, so we'll just deal with this one once we are on week 4. Okay, so next meeting I will discuss this one, software requirements, week 3. Okay, my apologies, this is not week 3 but week 6 rather, so I haven't updated this one yet because this one was for the the half term before the 1 month and 15 days only. But this one, I mean, this subject right now is now a full term. So this one now is week 6 instead of it's week 3. Anyway, so I will just deal with this one once we are on lecture. So yeah, let's set that aside for now, and let's go over now to the front page and then chapter 1 and chapter 2. So are you guys ready now to listen for the documentation of your project?
Yes, sir.
Answers, sir.
So I already published this one, so you can check this one already. Oops, my bad. So I already opened the front page documentation. Where is that one? Okay, right here. So everything is very straightforward. You'll be guided with the the with the formats that you need to put in here. but I will just clarify some things, okay, with an actual data later on. Okay, but for now, so of course, this is where your the title project. Okay, and then you will not change this one, it will stay as it is. The same with this one, it will stay as it is. And then of course, if there's three of you, then I just put one more row right here, okay, of the first name of that other member, the middle name, and then family name. Okay, so just follow the format. Okay, and then month, where you have your defense, and then year of that defense. Okay, so just take note, just the month, and then just the year. Okay, no need for the date anymore. And then for the approval sheet, so we have here, so just do everything as it is. So this project study entitled, type here your title, prepared and submitted by, of course, name of the student. So name of your leader name first, and then followed by the group members. Okay, so you can do something like that. And then in partial fulfillment of the requirements for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Computer Engineering has been examined and is recommended for acceptance and approval for oral examination. So yeah, just follow everything. Okay. And yeah, it will, it's already as it is. Okay, it's already given as it is. And then for your advisor, so I think nothing has changed. So still Certain Lingan will be your advisor for your thesis. And then for your thesis committee, of course, your panel members. So Ma'am Suarez, Ma'am Karen, and then me. Okay, that those are your panel members for now. So before we have panel members from IT, we have panel members from ComSci, but that was before when there were only 2 or 3 instructors in computer engineering, and right now there's 4. So you can have the 3 instructors as your as your panel members, and then Sir Janisha or certainly as your advisor. Okay, and then panel of examiners approved by the committee and our examination on. So you can just leave this one as it is. Okay, and here's more. Wait a second. This is coming. Let's see, 1 degree. Okay, so don't get confused with this one. So whatever is your, or whoever are your panel members right here, will be the same right here. Okay, so if you have 3, you will also have 3 panel members right here. So this is these are your thesis committee, and then these are your panel members, which are the same, your panel members also. Okay, and same with this one, just copy as it is, accepted and approved in partial fulfillment of the requirements for the degree, etc., etc. And then before, okay, this is our dean before, it's Sir Ang David C. Ang. But right now, your college dean now is Sir Nelson Notarte. So just change this one into Engineer Nelson Notarte. Okay, and then MSCE, I think it's just MSCE, not uh, or Sir Nelson doesn't have the PhD yet. Okay, so just change the name into Nelson Notarte. So can you guys follow so far up to this point?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. So for the project study abstract, so just put here your title, of course, all capital again, and then just put here the total number of pages. So just you can just copy as it is for now, since you don't know yet, how many pages your project will have. So for now, just leave it blank, okay, or just leave it as it is. Just copy this one as it is, and then do not make some changes for now. Okay, and then for the researchers, of course, all the names, okay, of the members, all the researchers, and then type of document. So as it is, project study, and then type of publication as it is. It's unpublished for now, of course, and then accrediting institution as it is, the University of Calgary, Sigapak Road, Baguio City. And then keywords, should be small letters. Proper noun should start with capital letters. So this one depends on your project. In my case, or in our case before, our keywords are smart light, window blinds, and then smart television. Okay, so that one completely depends on your project because our project before, okay, this is our documentation for our project before, is named SMS-based Smart Home Appliances Controller using Decision Tree algorithm. Okay, so since we're talking about smart gadgets, so we have smart light as one of the keyword, we have window blinds, and then smart television, or we could just say this one smart window blinds. Why we haven't? I think this is our mistake. We should have included smart right here because that one can be controlled by the smart home. So this one is the smart window blinds. So again, oops, this one completely depends to your project. So for now, you can leave it blank, okay, since you do not know yet the major keywords in your project, okay? And then for the abstracts, we have the rationale or the background of the study. So here, just give a brief discussion of the rationale and objectives of the research study. So it must be in a single space format. So just follow that one, okay, and then you're good to go. So it's very straightforward. Just a brief discussion of your project. Okay, just brief rationale or background of the study of your project. So you can have maybe 1 to 2 paragraphs. So, well, I guess 1 paragraph will do. But in our case before it, yeah, we have 3 paragraphs. But yeah, we have here the introduction, and then maybe another convincing information that on why we need smart uh is one smart home appliances controller, and then it's like our way in introducing our project. So introducing the SMSB smart home appliances controller, blah blah blah, etc etc. Okay, so yeah, that depends on you guys and how you will explain or how will you introduce your project. So we have our own ways of constructing our sentences. We have our own ways of introducing things. So just make it brief, and then you know, as soon as the panel members read your rationale or background to study, you already know what your project is aiming. Okay, what is the goal of your project? Okay, and then why we need your project. Okay, and yeah, most likely just a short introduction, what is your project all about, and then why your project is needed in our society, or why it's important to be done, or why it's important to be implemented in our society. Okay, so are we clear so far with the rationale?
Yes, sir.
So if ever that you guys have a question, so feel free to ask a question anytime, okay? Okay, so once you're done with the rationale, then you can now go with the summary. So I think this one is very straightforward. So just include the research objectives, the hypothesis, the methodology used, data gathering techniques, and statistical treatment of data. So this one right here, you can just leave it blank for now since you do not know yet your, well, you probably already know your objectives, but you don't know your hypothesis yet. You don't know what methodology you're going to use to your project yet. Okay, and then the data gathering techniques that you did with your project, and so on and so forth. So yeah, you can just leave it blank for now. But in our case before, so we already have here the objectives. So we have 3 objectives: to design an intelligent model in controlling the appliances, smart home, etc., to determine the features, determine the accuracy. And then we have here the major findings. So we were only able, okay, to have these major findings because we already have the final prototype. We already have the prototype. We are already testing the project itself. So you won't be able to put here the major findings or the data that you will gather, okay, on your project if you haven't done the project yet. So you have to finish the project first before you'll be able to put here your major findings. Okay. And then we have here the conclusions wherein our conclusions came from these major findings. Okay. So you will see here that number one is like answering or concluding the number one in conclusion. Okay. So that is one thing that you guys need to take note. Okay. So your major findings should be equal to your conclusion. So major findings. So what is your conclusion with your major findings number one? So it says here design intelligent model using decision tree algorithm was utilized by the study to control various appliances with smart home. So it says here in our conclusion the design intelligent model was successful. Okay, so take note, it's already past tense because we already done testing and then we already gathered some data and then it was successful, okay, in making the system to control appliances, and with the help of decision tree algorithm, it makes it easier for the user and developer to use and track the flow of the program. Okay, so just do take note on that one. Well, you will only do this one once you're done with the project, so you can just leave it blank for now, but I am already giving you guys a heads up once you are in this part, major findings and conclusions, they should be related or they should be aligned together. So number one, should be aligned with your number one in conclusion. Same with your number two and number three, of course. So the feature of the system was to control the appliances of the smart home. So this includes application and to control the appliances with the use of smartphone. So the features of the system is to control the lights, TV, and the window blinds and get the current status of each appliance. The lights and TV can be on or off, and the window blinds can be set to a certain angle like 0, 0 degree, 45, 90, 135, 180 degrees. So it increases security and accessibility of home with the use of Android phone from anywhere and anytime, giving user a more secure environment and peace of mind. So see, our number two is related with number two in our conclusion. So we are concluding whatever we have, did in this major findings in number two. Okay, so the same with number three. So testing the accuracy, and the accuracy of the system was tested to different locations, network signals, and weathers to determine how accurate and reliable systems. So the overall time delay, blah 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 blah. So all in all, we are concluding whatever we have, find out in this major findings. So are we clear so far regarding with the major findings and conclusions? So this is one crucial part. So don't just come up with your dummy datas. So you have to prove that that really happened. Okay. So you have to show to us that your system was really tested. So you have to make some documentations. But yeah, you can skip those documentations like the videos that you're really making project that if you really tested the project. So you can skip them for now. Okay, just do that one on the actual project we're in. I mean, on your thesis. Of course, you're going to have an actual project on this subject, but it's not it's not with the hardware. Well, you can have a hardware also, but our main focus on the subject is software. Okay, so you can develop the application, you can develop a website, maybe you can develop an Android application. Okay, so yeah, as long as you're going to develop a software, and that's already completely fine with me. Well, if that project of yours really need a tangible hardware, then you can also do that one. But the main requirement of this course is to create a software project. Okay, so are we clear so far with the major findings, conclusions, and then recommendations? I mean, the conclusions for now. So we'll just go over with the recommendation later on. So any questions so far?
Sir.
So let me know if ever you guys have a question, okay? All right, so moving on, what are the things that we have in here? So we are already done with the major findings and then conclusions. So let's go over now to the recommendations. This one is also connected, okay, with your major findings and then conclusions. So here, this is more, more likely a recommendation for the future researcher. Okay. So let's just read what we have in here before. So in relation to the findings and conclusions of this research, the following are recommended. So intelligent model with the use of uh, decision tree algorithm should be followed and serve as guide on how to control the system. The future researcher can add more features. So we are now recommending for the future researcher that they can add more features, of course, and appliances on the system and add more decision making in decision tree algorithm model to serve as a guide to the end user. Okay. So and our number one is also, related with number one in our conclusion, with our number one in major findings. So the same with your number two. So number two talks about the features. So one talks about the features. So in number two, we are also recommending that or we are saying that the features of our system are limited, of course, since we are only dealing with three devices. It's the light, the window blinds, and then the TV. So the feature researcher can add a Bluetooth module, okay, or a Wi-Fi module to improve the system in controlling various appliances. Because what we have before is SMS. It's via text message. Okay, so they can add a Wi-Fi module, okay, or they can add a Bluetooth module to control those devices. Okay. And number three is the same with number three. It's also connected with your number three in major findings and in your conclusion. So since the system is signal based, every command has a time delay in processing to execute commands. So the future researcher can add a feature which every command, the interface of the application can lock until the command is executed properly. Until then, interface will be unlocked and the end user can execute another command to the system to make it synchronize with the application and appliances. Okay. So you will see here more recommendations wherein it's like talking, okay, the limitations of our project. Okay. So yeah, it's like we are recommending for the future researcher that they can use a less expensive, module if they can find one nowadays. Since our project was way back 2018, it's already 2022. So of course, our modules are now more advanced. Like you can have three-in-one maybe. Like it already has a Wi-Fi module, has a Bluetooth module, it has a SMS uh, base module. Okay, and then here is the mechanical part or the hardware part, and then etc etc. So yeah, just read them later on so you can watch this video once again and then just pause at this specific time and then read more of our recommendations just for you to get more idea on the things that you can include for your recommendations. But most likely we have answered the number one, number two, and three in our major findings and conclusions. And then of course you can add more. Okay, like it's like to us before we've added more like 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, so are you guys able to follow everything so far? So we still have 5 minutes left. Okay, so are you guys still around? Any question or clarification?
Wala naman po, sir.
Sir, question about dun sa, what do you call
Yes.
this? Dun sa mga articles na related sa research project. So does it all have to be parang research articles or sir?
Yung 5 related articles.
Yes, sir. Kailangan ba lahat is research articles or parang news articles pa rin naman or kailangan talaga lahat research lang?
All of them, of course, should be related articles. So when we say related articles, well, in fact, if you can find exact articles as your project, then that's a lot better. Good. Okay. So we have these related articles because we wanted to improve those articles, like for example, it already has an existing project like this way back 2010. So you wanted to maybe add more features or to modify that project of them way back 2010, and then implement it with your different maybe platform with different hardware. Okay, so something like that. So we panel members are going to read your related articles as as a basis on uh, is it really feasible, okay, for the features that you wanted to add, something like that. Okay, parang ito yung magiging basis namin kung i-approve ba namin yung project nyo or no. Okay, so not just of course, it's very straightforward, whatever is your purpose of that project. I guess that's easy to understand. But the main question right here is, does that project already exist? Okay, that's the number one uh, thing in here in the related articles. Okay, so if ever that we have found one, okay, super, well, let's say super exact project as yours, wherein tapos na pala, it's already done by other people before way back, let's say 2015, and then you're just recreating that one. Okay, you're just copying everything. Okay, whatever you have used before, you're just doing the same. Then of course we will not approve your project. Okay. So the main reason why you include these related articles is for us to know more of your project, and then to know if the features that you want to add is really feasible. Okay, kung talagang useful ba siya, kung ganda ba siya, okay, kung okay ba siya, something like that. Okay. So was I able to answer your question, Lawrence?
Yes. Understood naman.
Okay, and one more thing, since we are already talking about Google Scholar, wherein you can of course check some related articles, so we can check more. Okay, the Microsoft Academic. Okay, this one also website which can give you some topics, some the authors or journals or articles of your project. Okay, so you can also check Semantic Scholar. Okay, or you can also check science.gov, or you can also check the research feed. So aside from Google Scholar and these four similar websites, so you can find other more websites where you can search related articles. So there's a lot more. I think there's 10, 15, 20 more other websites out there. But here are the uh, I think the most common, okay, alternatives when it comes to Google Scholar. Okay, so make yourself call this one curious, okay, with the other website. Do not just rely on one website. Okay. Anyway, so any other question so far? So I guess none anymore for now, maybe. So we don't have time anymore. So we'll just continue the rest on the part two. So goodbye for now, and then see you guys later.